Hey y'all, Beard here coming at you with another live. We're gonna chill here, see how things go. I've been meaning to go live and I've just been kind of, I don't know, I've just been relaxing and kind of enjoying my evening. Not that this isn't relaxing and enjoying, but my dumbass forgot to replace this light, I bet my mom didn't do it either. We all forgot. If everybody forgets, then nothing gets done. That's how the American healthcare system works. Oh, shots fired. So I hope y'all are doing good tonight. And there's somebody lurking that hit the light. I didn't have much of a plan. I was gonna go live for about an hour or something, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how shit goes. What the hell? What the hell? I'm having the sunshine audio. I'm having the sunshine connection issues. You cursed me with them. That's good. That's good that you're listening to my book. Oh wow. That works so much better. I need to. I can't. So it needs to be here. Whatever. I'm not gonna do it for very long. I think Cat Guy's not gonna. I think he's asleep, thankfully. But we have like the Gravedigger shovel now. It's made us a beast. Get him. I have a ghost girl that's protecting me. Yeah, my ghost girl is powerful, so. Oh shit. I'll fuck around and find out my ghost is gonna protect me. This is Abigail's flower. I made a spooky biome. We've got to dig the world away from this, or it'll spread. That's a tree. Hey, Maven. We're not going to do this for very long, don't worry. This is one of the things that spreads the corruption here. And it's absolutely vital I dig it away. Because I'll forget where it is. Okay, let's see what's in this chest. Oh shit, the bees are pissed. Not the bees. A boomstick. found a shotgun. This is my boomstick. It's a shitty version. It's really slow. Throwing knives, healing potions, gold. Anyway, this is a tree here. Oh, we're about to drop like crazy. What movie are we talking about? Did I miss something? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. This is my boomstick. Okay. I'm sorry. I got it. Yeah. Sorry. I apologize for that. I can't believe I didn't even realize what I said. This is a living tree here. It's growing underground. That's part of the tree here too. We can take the mud away from it. Look at the gravedigger's shovel. Look how quickly this thing mines. And it won't hurt the wood. There's a snail. Oh, my inventory's full. I could show you guys what I was going to show, and then I can get out of here. First things first, let's, okay, everything quick stacked, but I still have too much of that. I need to organize my chests again. This happens every time. Jungle spores would go into this thing. I need another chest. Oh my god, I have to reorganize things. How are you doing tonight, Maven? I know we've been chatting, but... but I hope things are fairly decent. I hope things are good. I know asking for things to be good can be hard a lot of the time. Sorry, this is a little precarious to organize. I'm terrible at this thing because I can't like visualize where I place things. So even naming the chest doesn't really fucking help me, but... that one goes in here, right? Why did I quick stack to it? I got my master bait. Oh my god. What a troll. They got me to say it. Fucking trolls. Oh, wrong one. That's the ammo one. Okay. Let's get these. The fallen stars are important to get. Same with the wormy. It's okay, Maven. How are you doing tonight? I know we've been chatting a bit. This is what I want to show you coming up. Are you ready? The spooky one. There's a thing called, what is it, ectoplasm, which is this mist that's on the ground. But it's here and it's like this because of all of these gravestones. Oh, there's another Abigail's flower. Oh my god. Do you see that? Do y'all see? We can summon one of the events. The Blood Moon Horde. Yeah, there's a Blood Moon Horde in this game. Just like in 7 Days to Die. And we just got the item to summon it. We could fight tomorrow night. We could fight a boss in the game. Well, in the game. But this is the spooky. And then if we leave, it'll just go away. There's a certain like block radius. Damn. There's a lot of fallen stars. This is actually how you tell where there's a floating island here. If we dig up, there's a floating island. I bet. But I'll find out. We don't have anything to protect us if we fall, so. Ooh, that's awesome. I don't think there's anything here. I can see it better on the phone than I can in my actual reel. Oh, okay, so that was misguided. Wanted to stop. That's awesome. We can fight the fucking. I'm just kind of going for all these stars now. Oh, and we can teleport to the ocean on the left side now. We don't have to travel through the corruption to get to it. We found a shell that takes us to the shore. There's a lot of progressive shit in this game that would be boring for y'all. That would be awesome. I've heard that game is amazing. I think you should play the game when you're super sleep deprived. I really do. I think you, well, unless you think you're gonna go crazy doing that, obviously. Oh, can I introduce you guys to something? The fart cart. I'm gonna introduce you all to the fart cart. And then we'll be out of here. Oh my god, there's another Abigail's flower. That's it. That's it, folks. Right there. That's the most powerful version of it. 17% more damage. Yeah, that's awesome. It could spawn near a grave marker. That's way better than the Celestial. Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell? What the hell? Is he an enemy? No. What the hell? I need to, what in the world, folks? He keeps teleporting away if I capture him. I guess I can't get him. What is the mystic frog? Well, I guess he's beyond my human understanding, so. The fart card. As you see when I drop. That's an amazing use of the whoopee cushion, might I say. We can also attach it to a balloon and we can get the same effect when you jump. This fucking game. You can't decide if it's like a serious, like, gothic adventure or just like, I'll fart funny sort of thing. I guess you can be both, right? Fear's not gonna stop having fun with the fart cards, so what are we gonna do? Anyway. Oh, what the fuck? That's not good. Uh... Hey, lurkers. Oh, what the hell? I think my computer's shitting out on me. Damn. That's not good. Oh, wow. Did it just happen in real time? My computer finally gave out on me after so many years. Oh, and there's an update. That's not good. That wasn't good at all. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I definitely do. Do y'all spot somebody? There's somebody over there. Somebody who's a hit around here. That's pretty wild. I'm gonna shut my computer off for a little bit. I stopped gaming at the perfect time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, anybody that's lurking, make sure you hit that like. And come join the chat. Me and Maven are a little bored. We could definitely use some company. Maven, how often do you empty your ashtrays? Or do you have an ashtray, or just... How often do you empty whatever you put your cigarettes into? It gets rather silent outside in the winter. It's eerie. I much prefer the insect noise. Yeah. That's smart. I don't know, I've been bummed out a little bit, so chilling with the audience always helps. I need to not go live so late into the day, but Sunshine said that she might do some dark fairy tales. Everyone's a bed? Is that like a philosophical way of looking at it? Everyone is a bed. Maven, if you think about it, everything is either a bed or it's not a bed. I know you won't love that idea. Every object in the universe is either a bed or it is not a bed. That is a true fact. An object cannot exist in a state where it's a bed and not a bed. Is a bed not a bed when somebody's not laying in it? Is it still a bed? That's right, it is, so. When is a bed not a bed, except when it's a bed? I hate the cold. Fanny, make it warm. We're gonna... a Fanny POV shot. I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. Oh, Fanny appreciates the boops. There's no reason not to boop Fanny. Luckily, Fanny can't feel the cold, so. Fanny doesn't have to feel like we do. I just hate it when I go live when it's cold. Like, I'm so limited in what I can do. Like, I like to go outside and kind of hang out. But I can't be outside for too long. So it just kind of makes everything. I am not whinge. It's this. Edwin, boop. Oh, Edwin. Good night, Edwin. I'm sorry I missed you. I don't know how I missed that. That's weird. Fanny says good night. I hope you get to feeling better, Edwin. Has your fever gone down? She says boop. She wants the other unicorns to have their spotlight, so. Oh. Got that crud. Yeah, you get a good rest, Edwin. Please, thanks for tuning in. I think about, like, if it was a vertical live, what this would be like for somebody tuning in. They'd be like, what the hell? On Dougie's panel, when I join, that's often the reaction. Oh, you want me to show you a little? I've never fallen asleep with a mask on. I've fallen asleep in the whole costume. Not with the bandana. I feel like falling asleep with a bandana on. I don't think he'd wake up later. I don't know. Maybe. You'd probably just pull it off in your sleeve. That'd be wild. I'm always wearing the bandanas like here and stuff. It's weird not having things like on my neck. To me, at least. Not even like a necklace isn't even enough. Like I almost need like my throat covered, which is what I do with the other bandana. It gets too hard to breathe after a while. So I feel like you just pull it off. I need to fix that. There's like I had someone giving me mask advice, but they kind of stopped that shit, so like your main key is to just like it's a lot harder with the beard too. The beard cuts off a lot of my airflow. See, the paper masks, you get so used to those because they're a lot. Let me go grab my paper mask. I would wear that one. One of the oddest things I noticed is undressing your lower half. Oh, Sunshine went live. We're gonna compete, huh? No. It's very hard to lay down. Are you sitting up? Yeah. She said she wasn't gonna go live. How rude. I'm just fucking around. I'm like, she's gonna steal all my viewers. All my viewer. So you get just so used to wearing the mask, I mean. Do you even notice they're on most of the time? Have you since 2020 have you been like, oh shit, I'm not wearing my mask, but you actually are? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd say you probably don't notice them at all. And even before that, Weren't you wearing them even if though it wasn't like that didn't work? Those masks are kind of apparent. They're hard to ignore, so. Sorry, I'm over here. I'm trying to tighten up my bandana. Yeah, they're thicker and they're more, I don't know. I use the term more apparent. Sunshine's an hour ahead of us, too, so she's. Oh, she's okay. I do kind of wish sometimes I hadn't gone the masked route. There were times early on I could have decided against it. But it is what it is now. Yeah. You take the mask off. You take the mask off to project your identity. I don't know how much the camera can see and what it can't, so. I want to put the camera like up here because I don't know. Because like the last time I did this, I got a nudity strike, which is insane. Like, hi, what the fuck? Too high. How about that? Is that good? The POV with beard. I showed my boobies. I did like, what happened? I don't even know. Like I'd taken my shirt off and I'd been like, I don't even know. I'd like move like that and then yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I'm trying to get the female viewers. That's funny. I know. Society ruled by sexual oppression and religion. That has something to do with it. My boobies are useful. Don't be mean to my boobies. They have feelings too. I could make myself lactate if I wanted to. You don't know that. At least she does know that, though. You can do anything you set your mind to. I believe I can lactate, therefore I can. You would be able to if we lived in a society that was ruled by sexual oppression and religion, man. It's like, oh, it's a boobie, like, oh, okay. I've seen a lot of boobs. Maybe it's because of the visual thing, but I've seen a lot of boobs. I don't freak out when I see them. It's a boob. Once you've seen one, there's like 5 more to see, and then you've seen them all. No need to go crazy. I don't get it. Make it make sense. Viewers, that's your homework. Make it make sense. That's why I said when you've seen one boob, you just need to see 5 more, and you've seen them all. The most famous corner in all of YouTube. What do you think the most famous corner in all of YouTube is? I love boobies. I mean, when you want to talk about boobs all night long, you can go ahead. I know. I'm just joking around about the 5 thing. As long as you don't talk about yours, you could talk about them all night long. Well, unless you talk about yours like in a medical context, of course. I'm not going to deny people the right to talk about their medical things that are happening. That's weird. We're not a dictatorship here. Remember in The Walking Dead when Rick is like, this is a dictatorship? That was such a fucking cringe moment. That's when I realized how much a tool Rick was. I think if you followed any survivor from the beginning, you'd be sympathetic to their story. Rick is clearly a piece of shit cop. Can you imagine Rick when he was a cop, what he was like? Shane actually seems better than Rick. And Shane's a pretty piece of shit, but he's more honest to himself. Shane is somebody where, like, we wonder, like, what would he have done against the governor? Like, what would he have done against Negan? Like, yeah, Lori is the big problem there. Shane is somebody that's definitely, you know, I don't know. Shane is like the characters we run into like 10 years down the line, so. The people at the start were not ready for somebody like him. They thought the military was still coming to rescue them and stuff. Like, Shane dies in the first comic, like the first issue of the comic. So he's not even like a prevalent character in the comics at all. He shows up way more in the show. Carl ends up shooting him. And then later on, they learn about the virus, that everybody's infected with it. And they dig him up later. And they put an end to his suffering. That's a pretty crazy one. The comic is so crazy. Like, Carol commits suicide in the comics in a really brutal way. Like, after Sophia goes missing. I think it was after that. The comics are different. I want to know, like, why did HBO pass it? HBO said they passed on that pilot because it was too violent. And I'm like, what? The comics aren't like that. Rick loses an arm to the governor. Did you hear about that too? That they did not pick up on the Walking Dead pilot because it was too violent for HBO. And I'm like, I've seen like Spartacus and Game of Thrones. I'm like what was the pilot idea like to be too violent for HBO? Like, that makes me want to see it even more. Like, the comics aren't that brutal. Like, they are, but in the recent specials of The Walking Dead, they've abandoned the censorship. So you hear Daryl like all the time being like, "Oh, fuck this!" Like, he's like, "Oh, fuck!" Like, it's nice to actually hear. And I feel so happy we learned like what Daryl's like, what music he likes. I'd been wondering that for a while. So he's not a character in the comics, so. Oh, what's her name? Andrea? Oh no, Maven. I hope you don't. That's not good. Andrea in the comics, she's a... Carol dies pretty early on. She's a lot younger, too. There's Comic Rick with his one arm. And the Telltale games, the Telltale Walking Dead video games, we get to meet Comic Glenn. Comic Glenn is really cool. So he shows up. It's before the Atlanta. He rendezvous with the Atlanta group. We meet Herschel. Herschel shows up. We get to see the comic version of Herschel. Pretty cool. Because the game mostly takes place before Rick wakes up from his coma. Which... I don't understand. The military was going room to room, regardless of if it was barricaded or not. They were going room to room and shooting all the patients in the beds. They wouldn't have just passed on a barricaded door and not went in there and shot the patient. Like, there's no way that didn't happen to Rick. Unless they got overwhelmed, like, right before they got to him or something. But we see that... We see in the flashback that they passed him instead. Which is just... totally unrealistic. It's realistic that he would have survived because we learn of the nurse that was taking care of him, but he wouldn't have survived a military sleep in the first place. He's not too much different in the comics. He's just, he's just convinced that it's going to blow over. I forget if we get to meet his daughters. We meet his two of his sons. In season 2, we learn of a son that died early on, and we get to see that actually happen. Well, he turned. You know, Herschel he didn't believe at first. The characters that are really different are... This is more how they behave, I mean... I need to run back and go through... Because it's been a while since I read that. I know just like the comic one. He's just kind of the same, and Rick is, in the comics, is definitely... Glenn is a lot more He's a lot more pervy. I don't know if he was pervy in the series, but he's a lot more pervy towards women in the comics. He's trying to get laid often, so. I mean, going to like 22, so. And he was in like this massive debt before the apocalypse. So his debt is free, and now he's just. And oddly enough, the job that prepared him for the apocalypse was pizza delivery driver. Andrea is the big difference. She's a big firearms trainer in the camp. Her and Rick like get married. Michonne and her dad stay around a lot longer. I know more about the series itself, like the TV. There's a lot more the rough stuff that you'd expect in an apocalypse. Oh, that's not good. You need to get some liquid in you, girl. No, okay. Basically, like the characters' roles and how they fit into it are different. Like, oh, geez, I'm sorry. I had Taco Bell today. I'm worried about that one myself. My stomach's been fine so far, and it's worried me. One thing that really made me mad, we never got to see the Negan and Beta fight that happened in the comics. Beta is like 6'8" and Negan's 6'6". So they're both giants, and they're just brawl it out. And Negan kicks a lot more ass in the comics. You see Negan really fucking throw down. He's a lot tougher. Negan's a lot bigger, and he's a lot tougher in the comics. He's a huge dude in the comics. He beats the fuck out of Beta with his baseball bat. In the comics, it makes sense. He did, but Negan's so big. I feel like I'm gonna puke now. Why did I jinx myself? Why did I jinx myself? My stomach was feeling fine, and now I'm feeling horrible. Yeah. Most people are just upset that he didn't, like, fucking swear every fucking word, every fucking thing. I don't think you did. I don't work like that. But because Negan was a gamer, he uses a lot of gamer language, too. And he swears so much, and you know, Negan got fired from his job for beating up a kid, right? That's why Negan was unemployed. I don't think we learned it in the flashback thing. But now Negan has his no kid rule thing, and I find it very hypocritical of him. Negan in the okay, I feel better now. Okay, maybe not. Just Jeffrey Dean Morgan definitely nailed the spirit of Negan, but he's not a big enough dude for Negan. He doesn't look like Negan. He acts like Negan. And I believe that he's Negan. But he's not nearly, he's almost tall enough. But he's not big enough. How tall is Jeffrey Dean Morgan? He's like 6'4", 6'5", right? It's fine. It is fine. You missed me ripping ass. That was a big fart. I gotta get some food in you. And that was it. I don't know. Yeah, I was wondering how tall Jeffrey Dean Morgan is. Just after the first and second, maybe the third season, they just didn't. The writers just no. It's like they wanted to tell the initial Survivor story, and then here everything has a foothold. The later on Survivor story is interesting to me, at least. We're seeing people, it was 12 years into the future. So you've seen like 12-year-olds walking around that have never known a world that was any different from this. They've never seen an airplane. I mean, they've never rode on a train. I mean, they've never been in a fast food restaurant. They've never been in a grocery store. They've never been in a bank. They've never been in. I mean, they've been in these places, but they've never. A lot of these stores, they wouldn't even know what they are. Like a pet store, like what are pets like? That's crazy to me. Oh, you've never ridden a train? I have. I don't know. The train was a bad example. That's why I pivoted away. They probably never ate cheese. They probably never ate anything processed. They never had candy. They've never had a hamburger. They've never had a hot dog. They've never had pizza. These are all foods in the distant past. I gotta say, in an apocalypse, I don't think I'd eat a hot dog. The mystery of the hot dog is even more mysterious, and I don't like it. But there's no more cheese. There's no more cheese production. You'd have to hope that somebody knew how to make cheese. If somebody didn't know how to make cheese, 12 years down, there's no cheese left from the old world. It's super hard to make if you don't know how to make it at all. That's what's important to write down. Did I tell you that I have a fake pickle recipe for like making pickles that like in an apocalypse I'll carry on my body in case somebody kills me? And then they'll be like, "Oh, cool recipe," and then they'll go make they'll go make the recipe and then they'll die. Unless they know what they know. If they don't know, they get the recipe off me when they kill me, they're gonna die. So, ha ha ha. I made a fake pickle recipe. It's very similar to the correct one for pickling. That I have like on a piece of paper. That I'm gonna carry in an apocalypse just in case somebody kills me. They'll like loot me and then they'll be like, "Ooh, fun recipe," and then they'll eat the recipe and then they'll die. They'll poison themselves. Unless it's somebody like you that'll look at it and be like, "Okay, that's not right." That's not horrible to throw up. I'd say throwing any food up is horrible. But like something like applesauce isn't too bad, I guess. I'd have to go find the recipe thing. I have to go dig through it. Dig through the closet over here. I'll do that in the morning. See if I can find it. Because I know it's like vinegar. The actual one's like vinegar, and then God, I hate my memory. I'm trying to remember what the real one is, because like vinegar, spices. I think it's apple cider vinegar it calls for. And the fake one calls for vinegar. I'd hate to throw any food out, but I'd say applesauce is something that's not horrible to throw up if you eat it. I try and think of anything soft, really. Something like crackers would be easy on the stomach, but I don't think it'd be as easy to throw it up. Something like a muffin. Muffin comes to mind. I don't know. But I don't know. That wouldn't be easy. Okay, not applesauce. I'm sorry. I made you want to puke again. I don't know. We're just brainstorming ideas. If I know I could potentially throw up if I'm going to eat something, I have like a turkey sandwich or like saltines. Like a turkey sub, if it might really nauseous, I'm like, I'm going to have that. Because at least if I throw it up, I'll enjoy it. A lemon lime soda is good. It really has to do with the carbonation more than anything, as you know, because you're a nurse. I'm sorry I started explaining that. I apologize. It's a good example of the placebo effect, in fact. The placebo effect, while also somewhat of a medication effect. Yeah, if you're feeling bad, that's definitely good. What do you think the best example of the placebo effect is? Whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, the lemon lime soda? Because it's more of a placebo effect that it settles the stomach, but definitely the carbonation on it and everything does. Like, there's a really good example for the placebo effect, I'm sure, where it works remarkably well for people. Yeah, they're tasty and they settle your stomach. That's the thing. The carbonation. I've noticed that baking soda and water does that. carbonated water and baking soda is a pretty interesting combination. That'll cut your stomach acid like crazy. I swear by it. It actually works. It works for me. I know that much. I usually try and have a sugar-free Red Bull because, like, a sugar-free Red Bull is pretty much the same thing I'm looking for, and it tastes way better. And there's also like vitamin C in there. There's some preservatives and chemicals that I'd rather not have, but I'm telling you, my stomach gets horribly upset, and that's the key. It can give you horrible burps, and it can make your stomach hurt. But when your stomach's really upset, like mine gets, then it's worth it. And it doesn't happen every time. I try not to do it all just on its own. I'll add a spoonful of sugar as well. I don't really care. I've done that before. I'm basically making my own medication there. What's really stopping you from getting like plants and mixing your own medication? You can make your own medication, right? There's nothing. There's no laws against it, right? I guess that's the D part in the Drug Enforcement Agency. I bet they'd enforce it. Like, I just want to make my own aspirin. What the fuck? Like, why do you have a drug lab? I'm like, I just don't want to go to the pharmacy anymore. I guess if you're manufacturing a drug that's illegal, like, that's not controlled, there's no reason you couldn't manufacture a drug that wasn't controlled, right? That's important knowledge to have. I wish I had it. Like, if you explain, if we're still on for foraging, if you explain to me, like, the mushrooms, when I see them and stuff, I'll remember them even if I can't picture it. It's crazy, but that's what I was gonna say. Isn't aspirin based on like willow bark? That's what I was gonna say. I'd love the medicinal plant learning that stuff too. I mean, that's so important. So important. You need to survive off the land. That's important. Oh, herbal medicine would be cool. I hope that lemon lime soda does you some good. I think I got some candy over here. Hold on. Yeah. Where's my camera? I don't know if I want a cosmic brownie kiss, but it is an option. I think they discontinued these, and these are so good. They're my favorite of the Kiss flavors. What a cool packaging. Screw it, we'll eat one. Oh, well, it didn't work at all. Well, this book's important. There we go. This looks like a original Hershey's Kiss. It's cosmic brownie. I can't even get that to get in focus. They're my favorite of the Kiss flavors. They're really good. They're almost as good. They're better than the almond. I hate to push the almond back, but it is what it is. They have a nice little fudge filling that has these little crunchy bits in it. It's great. Tell your grandkids. And you love to read and study and learn. That's so great. I wish it did me more good. I wish I was less intelligent so it didn't bother me as much. I think not having intelligence is better than having intelligence. I guess only someone with intelligence would know that sort of thing. I would not say educating yourself about anything is not stupid and useless if you think it's important for you. So hush. We don't be rude. We only lift ourselves up here. Oh. Is Sunshine still alive, I wonder? Because you're just ignorant and aware of. You don't overthink your situation. You don't. Kind of is, you know? Sounds nice to me. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of the phrase ignorance is bliss. But I don't want to say ignorance is bliss. That's not what I mean by it. That's the basic idea, but it's not what I mean by it. It's just. Yeah. That sort of thing. It's just more. I'm sure having a good higher intelligence is. Yeah. What does studies show? I've got to look at some studies after this. Are people happier on the lower end of the IQ scale or on the higher end of the IQ scale? I know it's not the be in all for intelligence, but it would be the one that tests science on, I believe. You just gotta get a little. Feel free to interject and say whatever, and especially if you know more than what I do. Gotta tell somebody if they're depressed. Be like, you must be smart. Like, what? You're depressed. That must mean you're really smart. Being depressed is a sign of intelligence. I don't know. I'm just. That idea entered my head, and I'm like, I wonder. That made me feel better about my depression. At least. So I figured I'd say it out loud to everybody else. Let's go see if we can wrangle up a snack. You want to go snack hunt with me, Maven? Would that be okay for your stomach? I don't know. I know you're a nurse and your stomach is a lot stronger than most people, so. I'd expect a nurse and a dishwasher to have a strong stomach. As a dishwasher, you have to have a pretty strong stomach. I gag and stuff, though, when I do it, so. I don't have the strong stomach, but as a dishwasher, you're often reaching down into a sink that's like cold water that's clogged up, and you're just like, oh. No. Sorry. I apologize. Don't go back. I'll make you puke again. You'd agree with me then. That was a pretty gross job. I mean, you're not dealing with human, waste like a nurse is. I'm sorry to. You're right. I shouldn't talk about that. I mean, you're not dealing with human waste like like a nurse is, but it's still pretty. I'm sure there's some jobs that are a lot grosser than people realize they are. Maven silenced me. Let's go hunt for a snack, and we'll go see if Sunshine's still alive. And don't tell Sunshine if I point the camera. Don't tell Sunshine that I restreamed. If Sunshine has a restream banner, I won't even point the camera. I don't know. It's not what she's talking about, but still. Well, I'm glad that it makes me like grosses me out and so viciously that there's a nurse that's also grossed out so viciously by it that I'm not just being a pansy about it. That makes me feel good because it's very visceral. And if it's visceral, doesn't that mean it's some sort of primal experience? Anyway, let's look here. I got my fiber donuts. These are pretty good. It's actually a lot. Like this donut here. Those are like nuts on it or something. It's weird. Oh, I need to go down. Got some coconut chocolate bars. I've not tried these yet. Those might be worth trying. Ice cream shop truffles. That's for a review. Oh, I better review that soon. I better review it soon. I try and have a good amount of fiber in my diet. Oh shit. I got these nasty chocolate peanut butter ones. Got the pumpkin delights, the fall gingerbread. That's where my ramen is. I'm not gonna eat any tonight, but there's the ramen. Or should I have the fiber donut? Would that be a good idea after Taco Bell? Yeah. It's literally a donut, too. That ain't no bullshit. And it ain't actually like... That sounds pretty good to me. Those the ginger dudes. Do you see this? These, those two. Well, those ones back there. I'm gonna be incredibly careful. I'm sorry, I can't turn it right side up. I'm not gonna try. Those belong to my great-grandma. Well, they're very old. Oklahoma was a state, so... I'll ask my mom tomorrow if she can set one of them out, and I'll take a picture of it. Do you know what kind of glass that is? I don't, there's no other glass that's like it. Here. I don't even know if we can see what it says on there. It's incredible, like, you can feel it, like, it's etched in the glass like in a crazy way. I think it's melt glass. Melt glass sounds right. I've drank out of them before. You know, I've drank out of them before and stuff. But I'd rather not handle them without my mom around. Because they're so delicate and so old. I think they're melt glass, if I recall right. I don't think she'd really care like that, but it wouldn't be good. It could have been Grandma Virginia, too. I don't know if it's great-grandma or Grandma Virginia. One of the two. Oh, I just doxed her, but she's been dead for 50 years. So. Can you dox somebody if they've been dead for 50 years? Yeah, I just wanted to show it. I don't intend to. Ain't mine to be messing around with anyway. She wouldn't mind me showing it off though. I love this. This is my favorite drink. It's better than the regular, I think. The honey does the sweetness instead of the sugar. Because it still has the honey in it, so it's still sweet. But that's it. Almost reminds me of the ones in Hawaii. Now we can hack it in here. I don't know what YouTube's gonna pull up. Or what my computer is in the first place. Dark Snow White. Sunshine's enjoying a chat with one of her friends. A good friend of hers, that's good. That's what I'm doing here too. We're both doing the same thing. It's 2:36 in the morning. Want to end this and go over there and hassle her? Let's go over there and hassle her. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Maven will see you over at Sunshine's. I'm sure she'll end pretty soon, but let's go do that. I appreciate you tuning in. I'll catch you all later.